Like, I think that there are people that show up in the first time they're on camera, not that they're great at it, but they've already got the confidence. Like, it never really intimidated them. I was very intimidated by a camera. Growing up, I was a very quiet kid. Like, I didn't have much to say, and I didn't discover that I was even an extrovert until probably into my early 20s is when I really started opening up and realizing, like, this is actually who I am. I just kind of came into my own, which is probably a very common story for a lot of us. But I remember for a little bit, I was speaking on stages, and I actually really struggled with that at first. I got more confident with it. And then the opportunity for a camera came into my life. And I was like, okay, I can talk in front of people. I can definitely talk in front of a camera. Well, guess what? A camera doesn't think your jokes are funny, doesn't think your emotions are sad, right? Like, just there's nothing there. And so for me, I actually struggled a lot being in front of a camera, a lot. I was monotone. I was like, just, it made me sweat. And so what I finally did, like, and this is probably not the best practice, Jamie, but it's what worked for me for years. I just put my iPhone in my blinds at my window every day when I got home from work, and I would record a 2-minute video of myself. Often I wouldn't even pick the topic. I have a list of topics. My wife would sometimes just be like, "Oh, do this one." I just do on the fly. I rewatch it a few times to see kind of where I messed up or like what my filler words were, all those type of things that you do. And it took me a while, but I started growing in my confidence in it. And so I started just recording some solo stuff. And that's kind of how I got my start in podcasting and doing some video stuff. It was just like I had some reps in. And so for me, like it started off that way. And now really the way I start my day matters. So for me, like I'm a person of faith. So like I get in the Bible, like I follow Jesus and like so I'm doing all of that. That's super important for me starting my day off right, getting like my mindset correct. Beyond that, just making sure I don't still to this day, I don't overfill my calendar before I'm going to be on camera. So like 2 minutes before we got on, I was not like checking my email or dealing with something stressful with the team. Like I make sure I leave some space. And so that space is one last time to listen to your podcast in this scenario. And so it's like, okay, I got space. I'm not doing anything. So I'm not showing up being like, there's 30 things in my mind. There's not. I'm just been listening. So it's a very natural flow. And for me, I try to build out that peaceful rhythm when it comes to me being on camera so I can show up confidently, show up ready, not with 10 things in my mind, because I would be very scattered if it weren't for that. Uh, those are some things that have really helped me a lot.
Yeah, no, and repetitions is something that I talk about with a few of my guests. Allison Camerata, who's a former Fox and Friends anchor and CNN anchor, she talked about how she was like awful at first, yet she made it all the way to Fox and Friends. So, guys, if you're listening, sometimes you have to start awkward and all, messy and all. Just get started. You don't even have to post the videos; just record yourself, but watch it back. Have to watch it back. If you don't, you're just wasting your own time. You got to get better. The only way to get better is if you listen and hear yourself on camera. And, if you see awkwardness, I like to say you will always see awkwardness. So you need to just embrace who you are and be okay with it. And that's okay too, right? This also just brings up because you have such a cool format for your podcast where you do allow people to kind of have like this stage where they explain their TED Talk style take on a point of view, you've observed thousands of people. What do you see that makes someone really shine on camera?
Talking about what they know about, which maybe sounds really obvious, but like talking about what you know about is huge. I've had some people come on my show that kind of learn the topic because they wanted to talk about it, and that's fine. But you can kind of tell when somebody is stretching or reading, right? Like off a teleprompter or something like that. Not that we shouldn't do that, but some people like they don't know it well enough. And I've occasionally had, I shouldn't even say occasionally, probably about half the people come on, they are true masters of their craft and they show up and it's not that they didn't prep for it. It's just that, like I asked them to talk about what they know about. And they're like, sure, right now? Cool, good. I can talk for 15 minutes on that all day and make it super valuable for everybody. And so I just see these people, they show up with this level of confidence, not because they're conceited or they've done it a million times, but it's because they really, really know what they're talking about. And actually, I'm glad that this came up because that's kind of my secret when it comes to going on stages or even on podcasts as a guest. If it's not a topic I'm comfortable talking about, I don't do it. And sometimes people have asked me, like, how are you so good on stage? I'm like, if you ask me about anything other than podcasting, I'm probably not great on stage, but I know exactly what I'm talking about. I have devoted my life to this since 2012. Like, I know this craft really well. So it'd be hard for me to show up and not have something of value to be able to share. And so I think that the people that show up the best for my show and any other show, they are passionate and they know that they know that they know everything about that topic, right? They're willing to explore more and they're open minded usually but they just have got it down. And you can kind of just hear that experience in their voice that there is a conviction that they know that that is what someone needs to hear and they deliver it well.